these stars have trickled up of terror since ancient times. Just how many romantic myths and searching gazes do they hold? Astrologers spend their lives assigning symbols to constellation and celestial bodies to give them meaning, while shamans and druids try to interpret the trails left by every passing meteor. They are untouchable. Indeed, it is precisely because of this that the sky has become the true home of those who indulge in fantasy, and for this great land, looking up holds no meaning.
(6,152.31 meters), the height of Terra's sky, and also the last records of Wright's final flight. No one has questioned this limit. Nobody is angry, confused, or curious about it. People live on this pea wrapped so softly in its pod and couldn't care any less.
And thus came the shabby poem from an Ursine poet centuries ago.
Starpod.
A romantic name for the barrier. I've read through every paper related to the subject barriers. Those sloppy theories formulated by Victorian and Lithanian scholars. Analysis on pressure in space, theory on density differentials between the barrier and outside matter. Old-fashioned, outdated, and full of holes. Those Colombian academics announcing their pioneer spirit merely tinker with that garbage. Then you get the occasional novel theory put out by younger scholars in academic journals. But they spend way more energy getting tenure and research grants than looking at the sky. Oh, by the way, the test platform we launched the other day has already fallen back to the ground due to the same old problems with the barrier. The sudden change in basic aerodynamics, massive disruption to the originium zone, and the extremely rapid decay of any exogenous power.
What about the results of the data analysis from the transmitter?
The batch from the readjusted ones are solid. I've also already laid out all the energy cables and connected them to the port you mentioned previously. But, Kristen, you're well aware of just how much energy you'll need for this. The theory is sound, however.
That won't be a problem.
Alright. The test platform's crash landing has caused us some trouble, and the military is burning with anxiety over your disappearance. Kristen, whatever their next step may be, death might be the most merciful outcome.
I wouldn't even consider that a price to pay at all. Nasty? Do you like stargazing?
No. Staring at something outreach just makes me feel empty.
And yet sometimes the unreachable can become a signboard for you. You are indeed right on one thing. Death is the only most merciful outcome.
Then I hope you don't die before giving me what you promised, Control. You should be more careful.
Thank you. I will.
Carla, how am I supposed to take this order? Let me guess. The agent you sent to watch Kristen has gone missing in action, and you've suppressed the news. Your superiors aren't worried about your agents being silenced by Kristen, but rather, they might have signed on with her and betrayed the country. And they're probably even wondering, have you betrayed the country too? It's no wonder you've been racing to find Kristen.
My last tour was in Bolivar. In the late 40s, the coalition government backed by the DoD was bumbling around like toddlers in its own jurisdiction, and our intervention policy for the Bolivaran Civil War was deemed a failure. The DoD's rep has fallen so low in the eyes of our people, the general even handed over control of the armed forces. The DoD needs Ark-01 to restore its image and regain the trust of the people. And I also needed to prove myself worthy of plucking the General's medals out of the dust. So yeah, it is my last chance. But you can lay off the clownery for now, Ferdinand.
Come on, Colonel. Who are you even trying to fool with all that? This isn't enough of a reason for the DoD to go so far, and definitely not enough to stake your life on it.
Hey, don't you always brag about being as smart as Kristen? Why not use that clever scientist brain of yours and figure it out?
It's not like you don't know a thing about Kristen. Surely you ran a thorough check on her before handing the project over. The situation is pretty bad, but there's definitely a contingency plan at work. Your reactions have been abnormal anyway. If your people haven't gone crazy, then it only comes down to this. Kristen isn't the actual reason. No, she's just a fuse.
Ferdinand suddenly looks up at Blake, his eyes full of astonishment. He has come to a conclusion he can barely believe himself.
You didn't meet the Vice President to talk about Kristen. What you wanted was a mood.
The Wrights were a pair of lunatics, squandering the nation's tax money on ridiculous notions like challenging the sky. And all they gave back to the country was a little lunatic by the name of Kristen Wright.
Uh-huh.
Ferdinand, I respect men of your caliber. Usually it's your type disrespecting the nation. Am I wrong? I can't imagine a meteor that fell from the sky having any motive beyond an attempt to provoke us. The most generous motive I can imagine is her selling the data to another country. She holds a weapon capable of seriously damaging a nomadic city, and the military handed it right to her. Or the worst, she actually wants to avenge her parents. She wants to point Ark-01 right at DC. She plans to destroy Columbia that, in her eyes, treated her parents so unfairly. We've already seen enough to make people wonder if they were born in the wrong era. Hell, the scarier thing is, doesn't Jackson know about all this? Don't those mainlander agents know too? Guess how much he already knew about Kristen, me, and you before I even walked into this room. But he still chose to put it off. I won't sugarcoat it. From the moment we lost Bolivar, the coalition government has spared no effort in suppressing the military. Our current state of affairs is, to them, an excellent weapon. It doesn't matter if Kristen is exacting revenge or betrayal. What's more important is that this is a scandal for the DoD. And the losses brought on by it seems to be an acceptable cost for them. Do you want to be part of that cost, Ferdinand?
Do I even get to choose?
If you didn't figure it out just now, you might have. So you can 1. Use your connection with me, and just wait till we recover Ark-01 when the military will constantly be hiring a new scientific advisor. Or 2. Die here with me and be swept into the trash can of history together.
Ferdinand stares at the soldier before him, confirming he's seen something in the man's eyes. Whether pure banter or real crisis. Silence has connected the two.
I get it, Colonel.
The Vice President has already broadcast live to every citizen that Columbia is about to enter a new era. But accidents are inevitable on the way to said era. I believe he'll dedicate everything he has to realize this for Columbia.
So that's the situation over there near the Triton factory. The parts regarding Kristen are just my own guesswork.
Judging by the military's response, that seems to hold enough water. A super weapon that the government hopes to use to reassert power, or Kristen herself having other plans. Trimons is indeed working on a secret mega project using energy as its core, with unimaginable destructive power, yet to be scientifically tested, and is nearing completion.
That's what I'm worried about as well.
Saria, has there ever been a mass blackout in Trimons?
Never. Trimons has separate power grids for residential and commercial use, and each of their reserves alone is enough to allow all the facilities in the entire city to operate normally for several months. Moreover, Trimount has a booming technology industry, with dozens of companies dedicated to developing new forms of energy, and nearby mobile industrial platforms regularly borrow energy from the city.
As it looks out the window, the skyscraper in the distance, with its gigantic glass facade, frames a billow of clouds. Its surface crystal clear, like a leaf of dewdrops. Indeed, it is just a leaf. Her gaze expands, and the building quickly disappears into a nest of countless skyscrapers, exhibitants of science and technology, interspersed with exo-halls and other specialized buildings scattered around at random, like a bacterial colony in a forest. But as she raises her head, the vast sky dwarfs the city, and Trimount is only a leaf.
No matter if it's a superweapon ordered by the military, an unknown object that Kristen has other plans for, the amount of energy and precision required for the Origin Arc project is beyond the scope of our imaginations. Energy consumption and navigation accuracy are issues they must solve.
So you're implying...
I don't know how the Colombian military has assessed the situation, or how Kristen has pulled the wool over their eyes. Even if she were able to solve the issue of precision, my judgment is that it cannot support energy concentration on such a scale, even if you use all of Trimount's energy reserve. Once you start this a huge project, it should drain Trimount's energy in an extremely short span of time, like stuffing a giant sponge in a glass of water. Even if Kristen's talent and visions are far beyond the present, the current state of science and technology should not be able to realize such a concept.
But she is by no means a simple mad scientist indulging her delusions.
Unless she has already solved this problem.
What the heck are they talking about?
Stop eavesdropping. The door is soundproofed.
It's gonna be about the factory that went kaboom, right? Saria, look kinda serious. Does this have something to do with Ryan? Doctor, is Silent in Trimount too? Can we bring her here? Doctor, why are you frowning like that? Oh, I get it. You still blame Calcit for bringing Rosmontes and me here. We decided to come on our own. I've been here before. I can even be your tour guide.
Rosmontes? You're looking at the letter again. Are you okay?
He invited me to come back here.
The feline girl is still holding that thin envelope in her hands. 5 minutes ago, she opened it and quietly read the letter again, before stuffing it back inside a minute ago. She lifts her head up to look at you. There doesn't seem to be any particular emotion in her eyes, but you notice something unmistakably nonetheless. She's trying to comfort herself, almost like she's trying to smooth out a small, wrinkled piece of paper under the school desk without attracting anyone's attention. You can feel that she's confused, maybe even in pain.
I forgot again, Doctor. Can coming back here help me remember what I forgot? What did I forget? I should have written it down. I'm sure I know.
Rosmontes, slow down. Sometimes you can turn down invitations.
I think I should stay.
Control your power. Don't force yourself to think. Okay? I'm here.
Me too!
Do you have the data I need?
We have little time to spare, but these should help.
The Energy Section project and construction plans and report from the past 10 years. Energy and Originum Art Sections experiment record. The Scientific Investigation Section's expeditions report and data archives. It's a lot thicker than I imagined.
Their position within Rhine Lab is rather unique. From the corporative perspectives of cost, performance, and efficiency, their contributions to the company are negligible. They shouldn't even be one of Rhine's 10 sections. And even though it doesn't rival what the core laboratories like energy and structural get, the budget that Rhine Lab allocates to polar field research and surveying technologies every year is no small amount. In fact, you could say they're throwing huge amounts of money at them.
They collect and analyze seismic data from the Casimirian Islands surrounded by mountains in regular intervals. and have built close to 10 scientific research stations in the endless ice fields of Sami. They frequently traveled to Colombia's Great Lake, and as well as the lowland desert in the south, for their investigations, and even seek to thoroughly explore the ruins of the abandoned cities in the bleached wastelands. Only a few know that the dust kicked up by the pioneering lung Colombia is much older than the sands of Sargon. The scientists have not been measuring the boundaries of this world in the spirit of exploration. Rather, they are looking for something. The last few pages are all about Trimons.
Trimounts? Why would scientific investigation need to factor in the location of headquarters?
Every project I've checked so far has an immediate sign-off from Rhine Control.
Kristen.
And so, did this farce just happen to take place in Trimons? Or maybe it could only happen here.
I would prefer to see some evidence rather than hear more of your roundabout explanations.
I have some rough conjectures, but the clues are all a mess, and our present information is inadequate to serve as actual evidence. Let's take a short break. You should go have another chat with Ifrit.
Get down, Calcit!
How is it? Does it fit? It's a new suit the Originium art section developed. I made a few adjustments, and it should fit you okay now. And I'm sure you know how to test out the new drone equipment.
Yes.
Come here, let me help you put the contacts in.
Okay.
That'll do it. Stand up and take a look around. Great. You're like a completely different person. How are the contacts?
I'm not quite used to them yet, but it's nice to go without weight on my nose.
I have to say, you look sharper without your glasses. I'm sure your friends will be shocked as soon as they see you.
I'd rather surprise them another way.
Such as?
Say, my personality.
You seize the day and work toward that. Don't underestimate what a little makeover can accomplish.
I'll try my best.
Besides, the lockdown isn't going to end anytime soon. Soldiers stop you once, and it won't be easy to get around now that they've seen you. Get a makeover and upgrade your equipment while you're at it. 2 fowls with 1 stone.
Thank you. It doesn't look like anyone's been here the last couple days. You came to District 13 for a reason today.
I actually bought this as a vacation home, but with how busy my workers have been lately, I haven't had much time for rest. HR director and all.
I just located a transmitter from Site 359 near the scene. Are you here to recover it? What does transmitter have to do with the Triton factory explosion? No, Dorothy wouldn't need the low-level researcher like me if you were already on the case. Ferdinand is out of the picture. But maybe there are other sections who want transmitter for their experiments. I also saw Saria there. Just how many Rhine Lab personnel are involved in this?
You're asking too many questions in one go, Silence. And unfortunately, I can't answer them. You should be well aware of Rhine Lab's organizational structure. The departments under General Affairs are only responsible for providing support to the scientific research sections. Originium art, energy, or whatever. Human resource investigation has never interfered in any of their research projects. I've never been a researcher myself, after all.
My mentor told me some stories about you in Control. Before joining Rhine Lab, you were the most eccentric and yet the most successful investor in Trimounts. You've never attended a single meeting, read a proposal, or listened to a project briefing, but the projects you endorse always miraculously succeed. There's no need for you to be attached to a company. On the contrary, he said you might even become a tech pioneer to steer the course of the nation. But after Control had one meeting with you, you announced you were joining Rhinelab the very next day.
The business world is always bringing with delicately packaged myths and legends. The outside world is full of speculation, but at my age, I don't want Kristen to promise me anything. I only wanted to stay and watch her patch up a few regrets. Some her own, and some mine. And well, that girl, I'm not sure where exactly she is now.
You performed very well at Site 359. You cleaned up after Dorothy and followed the trail all the way here to recover the transmitter. Honestly, that's remarkable. But the Site 359 incident ends here, and whatever follows is already beyond the scope of both your responsibilities and abilities. You're done here.
What if I disagree, Dr. Jara?
Oh, let's not be rash now. I have no intention of getting in your way.
I don't understand. You won't tell me the truth, so why are you still helping me?
Do you remember your first day at work? You're so reserved, but you still managed to talk non-stop for half an hour. I was only responsible for checking your background and qualifications, you know. While I handled that, Harvest had already scored your employment exam. With high numbers.
Then why didn't you interrupt me?
Because you're such an earnest woman, Silence. I have a lot of respect for serious scientists, same as Rhinelab. No matter how far Kristen and the go, no matter what Rhinelab may become, we'll always need young people like you to take over the reins someday. You're Rhin's future. As HR director, my job is to protect our employees as best I can, so I advise you, leave now. But if you have to see it all happen with your own eyes, make your preparations and choices, then I won't hold you back either.
That's all.
Then I'll earnestly inform you that I'm going to continue my investigation.
Rosmontis! The very moment the impact force reaches you, you instinctively take the feline girl's hand. Evidently, she mistakes it for you being agitated about something. She relaxes her tightly clenched fist, carries you in her arms, and started running away. At the same time, the fiery Sufferer girl dashes into the other direction, her flames howling.
Leave this to me! Rosmontis, you protect the doctor! I'll melt all these big metal things with my flames!
Out of the way, Ifrit.
A shadow steps in front of Ifrit. A thick wall of calcium crystals unfolds before her in an instant, blocking the power armor's onslaught. A burst of intense clashing fills the room, leaving a low, lingering hum in the air.
Saria!
We don't know what's going on. Let it go.
Doctor, are you hurt?
I'm fine.
All the data are destroyed. A distraction and an immediate retreat. The enemy is a clear objective.
There aren't many who know about this hideout, and there are even fewer who would stand against us. It was Rhinelab's mass-produced remote armors that carried out this attack.
Is it someone from Rhinelab then?
That's not for certain. The military has already infiltrated Rhinelab, and decisively eliminating unknown factors in their plans is more their style. Anyway, you seem to be on the right track. There are people who wish for us not to go any deeper into this.
Or perhaps we've been going the wrong way, and someone is trying to get us to continue our investigation.
What is certain, at the very least, is that we've hit a critical point somewhere. And no matter who they are, the people behind this will pay the price.
You're angry, Saria. Don't let anger cloud your judgment. If Kristen has already solved her energy trouble and cut tie with the military, We must hurry and find the energy core she's relying on. It shouldn't be too far from the shaft under military control. I already have a few conjecture based on my recent findings. I'll try to look for it, but I require more information.
I need to head back to Rhine.
I will go with you, Saria.
Don't be silly. I can't watch you right now. If you're here and you can't leave Trimonts for the time being, you should spend this time with the doctor. Don't go anywhere.
But the guys came to our doorstep looking for trouble. Besides, I helped the doctor.
You should... No. You did great. Be extra careful when I'm not around. Take care of the doctor, and don't let yourself get hurt.